Within the realm of gardening, we're constantly getting new plants made available to us. There are always new varieties being developed or new cultivars being selected. We like to have new plants here at our studio garden. We like to keep up with the newest and latest type of plants or newest varieties that we can plant and we can show you guys. Well, in the technology involved in producing our TV program, there's also new advancements, new products that come along, and new ways of doing things. So today, we've borrowed Craig Woods, another videographer, and we're going to talk to Kevin Gragg, our videographer for Oklahoma Gardening. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Steve.
Welcome to this side of the lens.
I know, it's a little strange,
Right.
for me.
Well, Kevin, you're going to, I guess, show us a little bit of some of the past, where the show has been as far as some of the equipment used, and show us some of the new things.
Okay, great. Well, when the show first started, it was all done in the studio for several years with big, couple 100-pound cameras, and they did it on a little table, Ray Campbell has told me, and it was just very static. Then as technology progressed, they were able to switch to a portable format that they could go out into the field and shoot. And it was the format or tape size was actually called 3/4 inch. Workhorse of the broadcast industry for many, many years. And it was used for probably 10 to 15 years on the show. Then there was a new format that came out called Betacam. And if you see a little bit difference in the tape size.
A little bit smaller.
Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch format. It's actually the same size cassette as the old Betamax. But as far as the quality and what you get on it, it's completely different. What you would get on a 4-hour Betamax tape, you get about 30 minutes on one of these tapes on the broadcast side.
Okay.
Now we are going to be switching to a brand new format that is called DV-Cam. The DV-Cam is a broadcast digital format where these are what's called analog formats. It makes for a much nicer, much better quality. The tape size is considerably smaller.
Wow.
Here we have a 1-hour beta or DV cam tape and a 30-minute 3/4 and a 30-minute beta tape. And so you're talking a definite serious difference in the tape size.
Everything keeps getting smaller.
And the quality keeps getting better. It's just amazing.
Incredible.
The other nice things about the digital is that we transfer it to where we used to have a whole big room full of decks, big, expensive decks to edit this. Now this is all done into a computer because it's digital. You go directly digital into your computer. It's pretty amazing, transition of the technology as time has went on.
And as you're editing our show, this definitely makes it a lot easier for you to do on your computer.
It makes it a lot easier, a lot more capabilities. I can change the whole color of the sky if I want to digitally. I can do some editing on a laptop computer if I want to. In fact, this format, the DV-Cam format, is basically very similar to what people have at home. The DV-Cam that you buy at your electronics stores is very similar in format to this as far as the information that's recorded. The difference, however, is on the camera that we shoot it with, to where like the camera that you're going to buy at your electronics stores is a 1-chip camera. And a lot of the controls are automated and what have you. This camera is a 3-chip camera. This basically has 3 imaging chips, each one about what people know as a 2-megapixel chip, to where the cameras that you get in the stores will be about a 1-megapixel single chip. So the image quality of this is a lot greater. Better lens, better sound, the whole 9 yards. It's just spectacular. It's a lot of fun to work with.
And it's a lot smaller than our old camera.
Yes, the original 3/4 equipment was probably 50 to 60 pounds. It had a big recorder hooked up to a big, huge umbilical cord onto the camera that was heavy, and the whole thing weighed about 50 or 60 pounds. The beta cameras weighed over like 35 pounds. This one actually is 20 pounds with all the stuff on it, which makes a huge difference on the old back.
I can imagine.
And speaking of the back, if you thought I was wearing a flak jacket, this is actually part of the new equipment that we got. It's called a Steadicam, and that's what this strange looking tripod device is for. This device, and I'll hook it up in a second, allows me to work on a gimbal so that it balances out the camera and takes out a lot of the shake. And whenever I'm walking, it makes really smooth moves going down and up. People will have seen it on movies. Some of the first movies that it was used on was The Running Man, The Shining, where they're going through the maze, and then of course Rocky. Whenever Rocky's going up the stairs, there was a guy with a similar device to this running up the stairs in front of him. And so it's really exciting that we're getting to use this technology because it's really set up to be used on the show like
Keeps
this.
the camera from
Right.
doing a lot of bouncing.
And what's involved is this vest, which distributes the weight quite a bit, and then this arm, which is an articulating counterbalanced arm. It's got a couple of pulleys in here that will counter weight. And I just hook up to it. And the whole camera is set up to balance on this little gimbal here. Just one little pin. Put it up, remove this pin.
And there you go.
And the camera will balance. I'd like to keep a hand on it just in case, because the camera will actually rotate.
So we can shoot upside down.
We can shoot upside down if we want to. But it allows me to go up and then go down when you're working on plants. It also allows me to follow you, and if you'll see the arm as I walk backwards, the arm actually takes my step away and it counters my step so that the camera remains nice and level. It looks like it's actually what's called a dolly shot, where you set up a dolly, like a railroad track, and move the camera on that, or you can also use a boom. Some programs use a boom arm, but this gives us a little bit more mobility than like a boom or something.
Okay, so Kevin, I bet a lot of people are wondering, how do you look through there? How do you see what's going on?
The big thing, if you notice, you hold the camera on your left side, and the viewfinder's over there on the left side of the camera, so I can't see it. Down here is a monitor that allows me to see. It's what's called a green phosphorus monitor. I can turn up, and so we can see Steve there. And this green phosphorus allows me to use this in daylight. I can be out here when the sun is shining bright, and I can still see the focus, see the change to lighting, actually even monitor the volume on your microphone, all from this.
Incredible.
And we use a wireless microphone, so I am free and to go wherever I want to go.
And those different pulleys and universal joints and cables and things like that just allow for very fluid movement.
To where I'm not encumbered by, usually I would shoot off of a tripod, which makes it very static. You cannot change your angle. You have to reset up, shoot another time. Or if you hand hold it, which Craig is doing now, is what I've done and what past videographers have done. It's nice, but you still get a lot of shake, you get a lot of movement because your body's naturally going to move. But if you look, even if I move my hips, the camera stays pretty steady, but it compensates because it's set up to counter all the movement in there, so the camera stays nice and fluid. It's super exciting. Okay,
so what will this allow us to do with the show, Kevin?
It'll give us a little bit more of a modern look. To where between the digital format and then the Steadicam, it'll be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more polished. Whenever the Oklahoma Gardening started, as we know, there weren't any other gardening shows. And so there wasn't, competition. There wasn't anything that people really had to judge against. And to where now, I think we're right there at the, with the best of them, that we have the capabilities to have as good of a looking show where you already have the subject matter, but we want to make people have a really pretty show to watch as well.
Okay.
But it's definitely an exciting new time for us here.
Okay. Well, as you can see, we're doing our part in keeping up with the new technology and trying to make our show the best that it can be. And hopefully you'll notice some differences with some of these new pieces of equipment.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.